Nobody gets a bigger ovation inside the cage at the Chosen Few at Monona Terrace than this guy right here. Our guest right now is Mark Lemminger. And Mark, welcome on into the program. Long time no see. We didn't see you at the last Chosen Few Fighting Championship event. Please tell everybody why we didn't see you, what's been going on with you.
I just took some time off after my last fight. I stayed active, stayed training, but I just wanted a little bit of time off, let my injuries heal and kind of get that refreshed attitude into this next fight.
Yeah, you look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. This is, as mark-free as I've seen your face so far, so that is a good thing. And, you came off of your last fight was your first loss, and that was Jason Wita, by the way, is one accomplished fighter. How did that hit you? And not just like physically, but emotionally, mentally, taking that first L, sometimes for a fighter is kind of hard to do.
Yeah, it sucked, I won't lie. It totally sucked. But, you learn what you can from it, and I didn't lose any drive or any hunger after that. I learned from my mistakes, and I'm gonna try to build off of it, become a better fighter because of it,
Yeah, so you talk about your mistakes. What was the mistake that you made?
Well, he caught me with a punch in the third round, and I've watched the fight a couple times, and I was backing out of a flurry, and instead of covering, I kind of pushed out, and the punch came. It caught me right in the mouth, and then that was just the beginning of the end. And he capitalized very well off of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Strong fighter that you faced there. So now you're back at it. You're going back into the cage this Saturday. Yep. You talk like you haven't lost that drive. You said, have you trained any different for this fight than you've trained in previous fights?
No, not really. I think, I've been doing this long enough now where I have, I have a ton of good teammates to kind of help me along, where I got a pretty good system with my training camp. So just kind of doing what I've always done, and it's been going good so far. So I'm not going to change up too much.
Yeah, let's talk about your opponent then and what you know about him. His name is Rocky Edwards. What can we expect from him?
He's been around a while. I watched his most recent fights, and he's pretty well rounded. Looks like a pretty tough guy. I don't know, I think I'll do all right with him though.
Yeah, a lot of guys will talk about the fact that, hey, they only focus on what they're going to do inside the cage. They don't worry so much about the opponent. Which one is it for you though? I mean, do you take a look at the opponent? Do you change what you're going to do a little bit? Or are you just focusing on doing the best for you?
Yeah, I'll watch his most recent fights and I'll kind of pick up on his style and what he's good at. But for the most part, I focus on myself. I'll only watch it, I'll take one day, check him out, and then I'll kind of just focus on myself. If he's really good at one thing, maybe, I'll train for that. But I don't know, otherwise I don't like dwelling on it too much.
Right, no doubt. So everybody's been talking about how good the support team is, how good the coaches are. Who's the guy from the Chosen Few that's got your ear? Who's the guy that's really been motivating you and has helped you achieve what you've been able to achieve so far?
That would, that's tough to say because everybody there is amazing. We got a hell of a team, but I would have to say my coach, Kane Rizzo. He'll meet me before practice and hit pads, and he's pretty smart at figuring out a pretty good game plan. So he's one of those guys that I really kind of put my trust in and listen to him.
Absolutely. So I talked about it at the top, the home crowd that you get there, the support that you have when you go into the cage. Is it important for you to win for them?
Yeah, it adds a little pressure, but I don't know, when it comes down to it, I'm going out there for myself, but it's an awesome feeling going out there with that home crowd and everybody's yelling and it's loud. It is an amazing feeling. So yeah, when I do win, it's cool. But when it comes down to it, I'm kind of doing it for myself.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to do it for yourself as well. And but having that crowd, having that support behind you, has to be a huge thing. Do you visualize? I hear fighters sometimes will say they're visualizing how they're going to win the fight, and then after that, that feeling afterwards, and the crowd going nuts for you. Do you have that as part of your plan? Do you visualize the whole aspect of it?
You do naturally, like when you have downtime when I'm driving, it pops into your head. But I try my best not to visualize it too much, because I don't know, the fighting is so crazy. Anything could happen out there. So I keep that in my mind, and I don't want to dwell on one thing happening, because then when you go out there, if that doesn't happen, I don't want to be shocked and think like, oh man, things aren't going my way. So I kind of leave it open,
Absolutely. Quickly, what's going to happen this Saturday?
I'm going to win. I'll tell you that much. That's as far as I'm going to predict.
I'll take that. Mark, always a pleasure to see you. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Brought to you by Conan Automotive, taking care of you by taking care of your family's car.